Okay, and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Smudcast number 913. It was always about the right politics, right being in double quotes, in video games. Unpacked from the Second Wind, and we were just talking about this, how Second Wind was the Phil Cronshaw, the Yahtzee channel that he created after his exodus from... What was it? The Escapist?
The Escapist?
Yeah. So 500,000 subs, good for them. We're not getting Phil today, or we're not getting the Ramblematic, whatever he called himself before. And this came out 4 days ago, has almost 100,000 views, so good for them. And it looks like an 80-85% upvote ratio. So a lot of people didn't like this for some reason. Don't know why.
Most people
85%
did, so maybe there's
good?
at least most people did like it, so maybe there's something of a bit of a nugget of wisdom in there somewhere.
Yeah, there's got to be something worth criticizing, and I think politics in general, unless the story is about politics, you don't want stuff that does not belong in the narrative. It goes with anything, but politics, of course, has been creeping its ugly head in for obvious reasons. And we always criticize it, good or bad, right or wrong, left or right. We don't care. Even religion does it sometimes. We don't care. If it doesn't belong, it doesn't belong. So...
There used to be a way to handle it correctly in media. I mean, just look at the vast majority of Static Shock as a decent example. But somewhere along the line, like writers all around just threw that out the window.
In general, I would say the lessons would be a moralistic one, not a relativistic with political messaging or religious messaging. We saw that sometimes in Star Trek. That was kind of fun when they talked about the sun, and they thought it was the star, but it was actually the son of God. It was like this weird, like, what? That's weird. But it was just at the end, so it was kind of this cute little thing, like, oh, they were talking about religion. That was weird. But
yeah, at least it's like back then it wasn't perfect either, but there was at least that general, consensus to at least have a decent amount of tact, at least as much as you could, given however many times.
Yeah, the narrative, the story of the narrative was still the same. It's just that whether they're referencing S-O-N or S-U-N made very little difference until the ending, and you're like, oh, that's weird. So they got religion to cross the stars, and people were believing in the Son of Man and eternal life and all this stuff. It's like, oh wow, that's crazy. So it didn't bother people.
At least in that case, it was definitely flimsy at best.
Yeah, the same with the episode with We the People, or the Constitution gets removed from Earth and gets sent to another planet, and everyone's following it, but they can't understand the words because they're not smart enough and they don't understand English. And that was like, okay, this is an American show, obviously.
Yeah.
So that's the point of that show. So that belongs in the narrative, especially when you're talking about a Constitution of the United States. So yes, there are places and times and narratives for religion and politics, etc. It's how it's done, it's why it's there, and it's how it's used. So
not throwing and not shoving it down your goddamn throat.
Not being an Ayn Randian John Galt speech.
Not being preachy, not being pretentious about it either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's lots of things.
There's certainly a balance to strike with it, and it's not that difficult.
Right. Yeah. Yep. It's basic writing. Do not screw it up. Do not prolificate or proselytize to the people. Say your bit. If you want to have a message, make it part of the story, and that's okay.
Yeah, all Halo does is use the Christian backdrop, the skeleton of the story, or the idea behind it as how it is structured. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah, at the very least with the Halo rings themselves, or even with the Covenant at several points, it's like it's there, and it's at least like just enough on the surface it gets you thinking, but it doesn't hit you over the head with a hammer with it.
All right. We're good to go. This is a 9 and 14 second minute video. Will not take long, I hope. Here we go.
You'd think it'd be longer considering the topic, but
that's okay. Short is good.
Just making an observation.
Okay. Animation.
The Department of Homeland Security has been making social media posts using imagery from Halo, and to say it's a disgusting dehumanization of people would be an understatement. In the post on Twitter...
Okay, wait a second. Why is... When any Twitter user makes a post about gaming, it's bad? Why? Their job is to secure the border, is it not? I'm not sure. I'm not an American. I thought that's what their job was.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And if we are having an immigration, and the world is having an immigration problem, I know Canada is having its huge problems with immigration. The rest of Europe is having its issues.
They're not even talking about refugees anymore. It's just immigrants now.
It's too much. Yeah. It's not that...
And it's what it always was about.
It's not that we don't want immigrants. We want the best kind of people from around the world, but sometimes we don't get that. And that's totally understandable, but we have to turn it off eventually.
We also want the people to go through the legal processes and do everything by the book.
Oh yeah, that's a huge issue in the States. It's a huge issue in Canada. We have all these people skipping out on their visas, whether it's a student visa where they come to Canada to learn and they end up skipping the country to go to the States. And I don't know how that works, but they do. We have a bunch of what's called diploma farms or diploma, like makeshift schools in strip malls that people come and just get a diploma to say that they're studying and then they do something else. Or they just get a job and they start living their life. Like, it's a lot of stuff is going on. It's been happening for not just from the East, but from China, from other countries coming to Canada. Ukraine obviously is a big one. But it's been too much. And the housing prices have doubled in the past 10 years. People can't find jobs. Like, teenagers cannot find summer jobs. That's been going on for years. And even like common jobs, common work things to do, we cannot find. In fact, the greatest job in the country is home builder. If you want to get a job and you can't find one, be a home builder in Canada. There's lots of opportunities, and I don't know how they're working out because, again, homes are very expensive, but we are building homes just very slowly. Anyway.
Twitter, DHS describes immigrants as the flood that needs to be destroyed. The Flood is the parasitic enemy featured in the Halo franchise that takes over host bodies and can only be eradicated completely by firing off a Halo ring, which wipes the galaxy clean of life. Unfortunately, as of this writing, Microsoft has yet to take a stand against the government using...
Wisp, you can't get in yet?
No, it crashed. I couldn't even hear what you said because all my browser tabs started speaking at once. Sorry.
If there's anyone who needs a new computer, it's probably like every time you try and access a browser, a web browser, it blows up on you. Like, what is happening with your computer? Do you at least have 8 gigs of RAM?
16.
You have 60. Okay, that's a good number.
It's a Windows thing. I need to get away from Windows on the PC.
Okay, all right. We're gonna keep going. So.
Marcus Leto, who is one of the chief designers of the original Halo games, have though. Even though they most likely have different political stances based on what I can tell from their interactions online, they agree that this is wrong. In an interview with Stephen Totilo from GameFile, Leto said it was abhorrent, and it really makes me sick seeing Halo co-opted like this. Reisemer, who isn't exactly a fan of the left based on his post on Twitter, said, "Using Halo imagery in a call to destroy people because of their immigration status goes way too far, and ought to offend every Halo fan, regardless of political orientation."
Halo fans don't really care.
Well, this is also a textbook example of taking a joke too seriously.
What's wrong with... if you grew up with video games like Halo, and these people are probably in their 20s and 30s, and they're probably controlling the social media accounts of these government entities, and they make this reference, people nowadays will still get it. Like, I get it. The flood of immigrants. Yeah.
It's like, the flooding of immigrants. It's like destroy the flood, as in get the illegals out.
Well, flood also refers to sin in the story, which is also what the problem here is, because that seems to be what's driving the left side, and you can even track that through history and mythology and even etymology down to that very word, left in Italian is Sinastra, which is very close to sinister, which is also God, I'm blanking. But the left and evil are very close together. And that goes all the way down to Babylon, where you had the usurper god Nana, whose byname was Sin, which is where we get that from, usurped the cults of Nana, rather, usurped the head god Anu, who was, well, the All-Father or king, the god of virtue of that pantheon, and was then, replaced by this god, Nana, which was a moon god, and the symbol was the crescent moon, if that rings any bells. Very, very fun history and mythology. And allegedly, if we go by the Bible, the cults of Nana were ruling Babylon, Sodom, and Gomorrah at the time that he found his god, which you could read as a rediscovery of what Anu stood for. So that's all really very fun and dandy. And yeah, it seems to be the exact same ideology. They do seem to like to abuse children and all of that, because that's what then traveled through Canaan, and which the Greeks called Phoenicia, which you then had in Cyprus and in Carthago, or Carthage as you call it. They were also doing that, the whole child sacrifice stuff. And if you go by the Sira, which is the history of Islam, in their pre-story, the idol of Ubal was brought from Syria to Mecca, where it was worshipped in the Kaaba. And that Baal is a corrupted form of Baal from the Baal cycle, because the actual one is just a juvenile who wants to move out from his father's home. But the Baal that they use there rather reflects the Nana from Babylon. And that is all so funny. It's all just sin, basically. If you see a sickle somewhere, that means that ancient god from Babylon. And yeah, we've had 10 years of the left pushing their politics and their absolute fetishistic garbage into games and using games as vehicles for their propaganda, and it never worked. And so we have two things happening here, which is that, for one, when the right wing does it, they do it properly, because the Halo analogy, that works, and that's why people are fine with it. The Pokemon analogy with gotta catch 'em all, when they were rounding up the illegals, and not just any illegals, but like horribly criminal ones. That kind of works, because the analogy actually works. And it's not like the left isn't using media today. When you go around and you are in a city that has active Antifa, and you've seen their stickers, one of the ways they put out their stickers is by using what they think works with the children. For example, here currently we have a set of Pokemon stickers that are all they try to be sort of puns with Pokemon, but it's all about, protesting and bringing down capitalism, of course, or freeing the immigrants. Like you have a Relaxo that's just sitting down because Relaxo sits and crushes everything that way, and that's how they will sit out all the evil capitalists. And they use Pikachu. I had a Pikachu one. Of course, they use Pikachu. There was more of a fighting one. And I remember 10 years ago, they used mainly stickers with Mario and Sonic, in the vein of Sonic says, or Mario is for capitalism, for communism somehow.
Really?
And Sonic is smash the fash. And they just put these things on there because they tried to appeal to children with that. The left does this all the time, and now they're pissed that somebody else uses their tactic and uses it well, and it works, because theirs never work, because there's always a hello fellow kids, while the right is actually correct. And that's also what right means. The proper right wing is the correct ones, when you do things right and correct. That's where you have justice. Proper justice, not with any weird word before that, like racial or social or environmental. No, just justice. And you have very few people that are actually right, because that requires a certain level of growth. Left simply means wrong, if you look back into history and etymology. And that's why all the regimes that lie to you were left. When the Catholic Church hides its pedophiles, instead of throwing them out and throwing them in jail, or doing what's in the scripture, which is a bit more drastic. So when they hide them instead, then the church, the Catholic Church, is not right-wing. It's left-wing, because it's doing the wrong thing.
All right.
I just want to, like, the one when the ICE did it with the Pokemon thing. It's like it was just the whole compilation of ICE arresting illegals to the tune of the damn Pokemon anime theme song, and I was laughing.
That is so great. Yeah, the meme must make you laugh.
And it falls under parody, so Nintendo can't do a damn thing.
Oh, you're right.
It's protected under parody, so it stays.
The next step would be pornography.
Nintendo should shut up anyway, because they let the communist shit into the Pokemon games in the first place with this body type A and B bullshit.
And they're paying the price for it, between the patents, their bullshit patents getting rejected, as well as the possibility of not being able to recoup the legal costs.
I think Nintendo is infiltrated by the commies, and that's why they're going downhill.
Oh, now
they don't know what to do anymore.
Now more than ever, I can see it's like after you pointed it out in Tears of the Kingdom to me, I was like, I have not been able to unsee it.
Yeah, because Tears of the Kingdom, that's an ESG product. That's why the story is complete garbage, and rewrites the entire Zelda history idea that they had tried to cobble together, and just overwrites it.
And it was so bad that it's relegated to its own universe. Fuck it.
Yeah, because Nintendo noticed, oh shit, nobody wants this.
Mind you, it came at the cost of pulling down Breath of the Wild with it, but I'll happily pay that price. It's its own thing. Screw it over there.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be. No, it's not. No, it's non-canon. Great, wonderful. It pisses me off. But it's even non-canon within itself. It even contradicts Breath of the Wild, of which it is a successor to, or a direct continuation. It's absolutely insane. But what I want to get at is, in Breath of the Wild, it's Tears of the Kingdom itself. They had taken a facsimile of Baphomet and turned him into the Sage of Light, the good guy. And it's a completely Gnostic story, and it's always behind this, all the socialist stuff, and deep behind, much further behind the Islam stuff. There you have the Gnostic religion, which is always subversive, always tries to infiltrate and subvert other religions, and tries to turn them from the inside out into their own. That's what they've always been doing. That's what Mazdak has been doing with Zoroastrianism in the 6th century. And that's what others have, what they have done during the Greek days, where you had exactly the same politics. And in China, 300 years before Aristotle, there was a man called Confucius. And maybe a man named Lao Tzu. We're still unsure whether he actually existed or whether he's just the amalgamation of other people's writing attributed to him. In his case, that's okay, because it's good wisdom. But Confucius complained about so-called, is in his words translated, dialectic sophists who always confuse government when listened to at the detriment of the people. Which sounds a lot like what socialists do all the time. Because they are dialectics and they are sophists. It's always the same shit for almost 3,000 years now. And probably longer.
I can't believe my luck. My laptop completely crashed and I still managed to get in to when Whisp is ranting.
Oh, you should have come in further because that's when my browser crashed and I couldn't talk.
Yay.
Oh,
But yeah, that's
pure
a
bliss.
deep history
No.
rundown. You won't get in university. But
Anyway,
you can all find the sources for everything.
let's get back to
I
the
hope.
video.
I personally find it despicable. The Flood are evil space zombie parasites and are not an allegory to any group of people.
They just they can do allegories. Allegories are not literal interpretations. They're allowed to do that.
Oh, you mean like the people who come here to take our jobs and then bring in their family once they are in the middle management?
I'm not.
Are you trying to do an Indian accent then?
The word flood can be.
I am too happy to push the middle of my tongue to my gum. Then it sounds better.
All right. Anyway, we can use the word flood not literally. It's fine. People can interpret it different ways. That's the beauty of English or language. It's not literal all the time.
This isn't the first instance of ICE and DHS using a video game property to promote their propaganda either. Back in September,
How is it propaganda? What are they selling? What are they trying to do? What are they converting people to do? Propaganda has a goal, right? It says
Yeah, this is just advertisement.
This
There's a difference. There's a difference between the two.
yeah. When someone says stop the flood, and it could be the flood of water, it could be the flood of aliens, it could be the flood. It's like, oh, okay, what does that mean in relation to ICE or the border security? Oh, stop the flood of illegal immigrants. Oh, I get it.
Oh, get the human traffickers out, and the drug traffickers, and the pedophiles, and the people who traffic weapons, and all of that shit, and the cartels for fuck's sake, who are establishing their own bases in the United States that have effectively taken over Mexico because the Mexican government is not a sovereign anymore. The cartels are the sovereign of Mexico right now. Dude, it's crazy.
they use Pokemon, to which Nintendo told Polygon, "We are aware of a recent video posted by the Department of Homeland Security that includes imagery and language associated with our brand. Our company was not involved in the creation or distribution of this content, and permission was not granted for the use of our intellectual property." What's truly telling about all this, though, is how the crowd that is always raging about how politics shouldn't be in games are cheering this on.
Yeah, because it's not in the game. It's somebody
Yeah.
else using the game as a reference for what they are doing in a funny manner. It's not in the game.
That's like
What's in the game is body type A and body type B. Also, let's have marriages with Pokemon.
well, it's like having a priest of any denomination make a post about a video game, and then this guy they shouldn't have religion in video games. Like, what are you talking about? It's a guy online who happens to be a priest who made a reference to a video game. That's nothing unheard of or evil or good for that matter. He just wants to make a post about a video game. Good for him.
They seem to not understand, or not care about, the difference between a private company running a politically adjacent event to support a cause their employees, the people who made the game you're playing, believe in, and the government straight up co-opting a media property to put.
Neither do you, you dumb fucking leftist. My God. Literally everything you just said, the leftists do all the time.
Is this Yahtzee on a different mic
They ha-
or
they
is
ha-
it
they have-
somebody else?
They haven't. Mate,
Oh, sorry, keep on talking.
I don't know. No, I'm just saying they. Everything he just said there. Oh, they can't understand. No. We understand it completely. You are just pure activists. So everything you do has to be seen through the lens of activism. So of course it's all propaganda, making little adverts and making jokes using Pokemon or Halo, because that's what you would do. You would use these properties as propaganda.
Which they are doing right now, and I find it almost funny that they can identify propaganda, or at least something close to it, the moment anybody but they themselves are doing it. When they themselves are doing it, and you point it out, they say, "No, you're not. It's a conspiracy theory. You're insane."
Obtuse obliviousness.
Yeah.
I still don't see how someone posting on social media is co-opting a media property. If I take Red Dead Redemption 2 and I post it on my social media, like, I don't know, I make a reference to the story and I somehow connect it to like real life. It's like, I'm co-opting Red Dead Redemption 2. It's like, no.
It's because that's what they want to do.
Maybe.
So I've only looked at this video for 20 seconds, and already I know the whole point of this isn't the fact that these video games have politics in them or anything like that. It's the fact that people on the right are using clips of said games or anything to make their own memes or adverts, and just that slight little deviation from the whole media is 100% controlled by the left has got his knickers in a twist, and he doesn't like it. And now he thinks that, see, it's clear that the right just wants their stuff. They shouldn't be allowed their stuff. They're only going to be happy when it's their stuff. It's like, no shit, mate. No fucking shit are we going to be happy when our stuff's in it. The same way that you lot jerk off every time your stuff's in it. It's so blatantly obvious.
No, he can't jerk off. We're impeding on his jerky offiness.
Oh, it's always about the right politics. Like, somehow that all politics was this neutral thing until the right wing got their way. It's like bullshit. Fucking shit.
All right.
Anyway.
2 minutes in.
Push its own propaganda. I don't think I need to explain to you why this is a slippery slope to go down. But having just...
No. Explain in detail why it is a slippery slope, but why everything that the left has done isn't a slippery slope. Mm-hmm. You have to, if you say it's a slippery slope, you must explain to us in minute detail now why it is. You cannot just say, well, the right has made some memes, well, next thing you know, it's genocide. No, there has to be a link.
Especially with the whole totally not a slippery slope of, we have to help the refugees, and for that we have to open the borders and let absolutely everybody, including and mostly, overwhelmingly, the people that actual refugees flee from.
No offense, when people say the left say the slippery slope, they're trying to get at that whole thing of, if we allow gay marriage, they'll want to start touching kids, and then, how that actually happened.
Which is where we are right now.
We are, yeah. We're literally at the bottom of the slope with knees deep in mud. Mm-hmm. So that's what he's trying to get at. Like, this small little bit, this little push back here against the massive machine of the left, or, next thing you know, we might not have complete control over everything to push out our propaganda, and that's the issue. It's not about it's about what the right having stuff in politics. We should all be neutral. It's no, left must have complete control, and any slight bit of push against it, any slight bit of opposition, has to be stamped out completely. Otherwise, the whole thing unravels.
And on top of that,
we should have been killing demons.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And if we are talking about politics, the slippery slope is a fallacy. It's not a fallacy. It's a fallacy that you believe exists in English, and it's in the books, but it's not a real fallacy. It doesn't actually exist. It itself is gaslighting. And I say this from the arrogant position of a German, because in German. What do we have? What do we have a word for in German, Hawk?
A lot of words, to be honest with you.
Allegedly, we have a word for everything,
no.
But we don't have a word for the slippery slope. It's even tough to translate it, because it doesn't make a good alliteration. But what we do have in Germany, in regards to politics, is something very equivalent to it. And that is called salami tactics. And that is deliberate, because you slice by slice get to what you actually want to get to in politics. So you push in your little innocuous little thing, your resolution of, oh, we're gonna do this virtuous thing. We stand for that. Like, why do we have to do that? Oh, because well, you can't really be against it, can you? Because it's the good thing. Yeah, I guess kinda. So and if you would vote against this, you would be a Nazi. Well, yeah, okay, I'll vote for it. I mean, it's not anything bad, right? Okay, good. Then a couple months later, the left introduces something where they're starting to push for the actual thing they want to and say, well, we had this resolution a couple months ago, and this is in the spirit of that resolution, and you don't want to be a hypocrite, so you have to be for it, or you are a Nazi. And then they get to the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing, and in the end they get what they actually want, which is, for example, total open borders and giving illegal immigrants all your social security money and voting rights, and you get less of that, and they get to walk free after raping children, while your people get locked up for not liking that they leave the pedophiles out on the street. And that's simply how it works. That is salami tactics, and that is what social democracy is by design. It goes back to the Fabian Society in Britain that came up with this whole reform socialism, which is because it's socialism by reform, by policy after policy, instead of by violent revolution. It is the left, if you will want to keep using the word slippery slope, the left is the slippery slope.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah.
Out to Saudi Arabia.
I was just going to say, you can't, in something like this, if you're going to complain, like say, I'm not going to explain to you why. It's like, well, then there's no point to this video.
Mm-hmm. It's not like you don't have time.
You have as much time as you want. Yeah. You could make the video longer and explain, but
I mean, it's not like he's constrained by time.
Out to Saudi Arabia, and Jared Kushner, who is the son-in-law of President Trump, we're going down a dangerous path.
Why? Why is being the son-in-law of Trump a dangerous path?
Well, it's away from socialism. It's away from Baal. It's away from Baphomet.
You not think that like Democrats have relatives who are in stuff? I mean, imagine if, say, a president's son was involved in certain, dealings with a foreign nation. I'd be like, unbelievable. I'm sure he'd be up in arms about that. Biden.
The same people cheering this on will surely be left aghast when the government ends up trying to decide what games you can play.
What? Where are we going? How did we get here?
The left is trying to tell us what games we can play and which not, because they try to destroy all the games they don't want us to have.
We went from an analogy on social media to the government's going to control which games you can play. Like, how?
Well, Hey, by the way, that is exactly what the left has been doing in Germany, because in Germany the censorship of Steam is so extreme that there are tons of games. They're not just your anime girl games and stuff like that. It's other stuff, relatively innocuous stuff as well, that we don't even know exists, because if I get the link from somebody to that Steam page, and whether I put it into the Steam client or the browser, Steam then tells me this page doesn't exist. When you come from Germany onto Steam and you have one of these censored games, it doesn't even exist. It doesn't tell you that you can't access it. It tells you it doesn't exist. That is the worst form of censorship, and they do this for things that simply disagree with socialist policy, or that they perceive as such, or where the tits are too big.
I find it kind of ironic the government might control what you do, when we literally live through Americans live through the Democrats with COVID, trying to make out where they could tell you what to do with your life. I'm living through Labour, trying to get digital IDs and like banning me from even looking stuff up on the internet, and they're like, whoa, the right wing might try and take your rights away. What?
Yeah. That's the left doing it.
Really?
And that's
really?
East Germany. You're getting East Germany right now. It's what they did. It's what it was.
What games and who can make them? I mean, the government is already taxing you without representation because Congress has.
The government is taxing you without representation.
What?
Wait,
As if I have any representation under a socialist government.
wait a second. What does taxing? What does he mean? Does he mean like his federal rep that you voted for or did not vote for, depending, isn't directly taxing you, or the state rep or the municipal?
You're being taxed and you have no say in it. It's like, right, yeah.
This has nothing to
You're
do.
only saying,
I
you're
also
only
don't
saying
have.
this right now. I find it another thing. Irony. Taxes are bad now. When Biden was in there, tax everybody, tax everything. Free healthcare, we'll just use taxes. Free stuff, we'll just use taxes. Tax this, tax that. Trump's in for taxes are bad.
Oh, by the way, don't use up any resources because the resources are finite and we must save the planet. But money is infinite. We can just print more, then everybody has heat and food and houses and stuff because space is not limited either. Apparently, somehow at the same time.
This is funny that he's arguing against taxes. I'm like, really? This is
It's funny, but he's going to say he's going to complain about a 30-second clip using a video game about and how the right's got his politics in. By showing how much control the left has, the use of politics in stuff. It's like, right, okay, as I keep saying, the slightest little thing.
There's also the beauty of being an American is that there's so many states with different tax policies. You can easily travel and set up shop in life in another state with like zero taxes. It's like, yeah, you can do that now. So I get that's an issue with Americans. Americans are very sensitive about taxes, but that's an opinion the right has, or the people that are conservatives. They like, yeah, we want as low government, low taxes as possible. And he's like, whoa, taxes without representation. I'm like, yes, you're right. Where have you been?
I feel like he's going to start going, because the government's in a shutdown. How long ago was this video made?
I would also add to that in the case you have all of these illegals that are not citizens and that shouldn't be citizens because they just stamp them up. If they get the right to vote, then my representation as a voter and a taxpayer, in case I am that, is diminished. So I actually do not get representation. Well, those people that are not, when they're not even officially working, they're not even properly paying tax, they get representation.
Whisp. Did you say this video was done a couple of days ago?
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Yeah, so this whole thing of being taxed without representation is just because the US government's in a shutdown.
Which it is every time after a thing.
Yeah, so he's now assuming that because the government's shut down due to this, it means they're not being represented by the government. Like, okay.
That's not how
government works.
Yeah.
But,
aside from when the Democrats are in power and they get filibustered and shut down during this whole shit, then they all cry, "Oh, how can you be so mean? And we can't pay the government workers, and why are you in the way of democracy?" Then they are the whiners.
Well,
but the moment the Republicans are in power, then they stop the whole thing. They say, "Oh, we must stop it. We must shut it down to defend democracy, no matter the cost, by any means necessary." That's just what that is. Well, it's hypocrisy.
We had a similar problem in Canada where we prorogued Parliament last year in December, and then we had an election, and then we had a summer break. So I think we had maybe 3 months of Parliament being open. That was just recently.
Only 3 months in which the government could damage the country.
And Yeah,
then-
and of course it was an emergency because Trump was elected with tariffs. Like, oh my, we have to work very quickly, but first let's go on a 3-month vacation. You're like, what the fuck? Okay.
every year in the UK, Parliament closes down for 13 weeks.
Wow.
Like nothing gets done for 13 weeks.
Oh, so for 13 weeks
like-
you're safe.
Oh no! The machine of the government carries on going. It's just that none of the MPs work. It's like
It doesn't get
summer holiday.
worse.
It stays as bad.
13 weeks summer holiday.
Yeah. They work very
Wow.
hard. Yeah, supposedly.
How much do they get in a year?
More than I'll see. So,
Amazing.
but no, it's.
So-
Sorry, go on.
All right.
Go on.
Relinquish the power of the purse. So, what's to stop them from controlling the media you consume?
What?
But you've been controlling
Oh,
the
this
media
is-
for the
oh,
past
yeah, like-
decades,
like-
you bloody bastard!
I was gonna say, like, you have.
You've been
This is
throwing people
completely-
off, not just off the internet. You've been going after their purses, after their bank accounts, after their property. You want to abolish private property. That's what you want. That's what your ideology wants. And the very thing that the reason why the Republicans are not accepting the deals of the socialists, who call themselves Democrats in the United States, is because the socialists demand all this absolutely insane communist shit. Like they just want outright Leninism, Stalinism, Maoism. It's insane. And then they go cry.
is
Oh,
what
they just don't want to compromise. Fuck
This video
you.
is just him accusing the right of doing everything he wants the left to do.
Yeah.
That they have done.
He's a
It's the same-
millionaire.
yeah, no,
He's a
totally.
millionaire who's preaching to us that we should eat the rich. Just not him and his side of rich people.
It's the same stuff all the time with these people. They're just like I've always said. They are so built into being activists that reality no longer affects them. Everything is just this blurry world they live in, where whatever they get told by the higher ups is true, only because it will help their activism. So he thinks he'll honestly think that gaming's been this politically neutral thing until like 6 minutes ago, and now it's getting incredibly political because the right's done a 30-second video.
Yeah. If anything has taught the West is that the left is not against authority. It's just against the authority of everybody but itself.
See,
Which means they are actual fascists.
I thought he was going to get into like those video games that the military uses to recruit people, like American's Army or COD or whatever. I'm thinking, okay, but those are just actual games, and they're just happy to use them because people like them, and they use them as training techniques as well. So that would be a little bit of an argument saying, oh, if you want to join the military, this is what it's like, this is what you train as, which is not the most accurate thing in the world, but still, it's a video game. It's something the military uses. So that would be like, okay, they are co-opting a video game to get recruitment going, to get training going, good or bad. I don't know. That would be an argument to be made because it's literally one-to-one. This is, I don't know where he's making the jump from they're controlling the media. It's like, okay, they have manipulated the media with a huge left-wing bias, as we have seen for the past 30 years at least.
But still the left is in control of the overwhelming majority of all media outlets. And in Germany, we don't even have a counter. We are only beginning to get that in the private sector.
Well, I would like to see this amazing video game control that is dominating. Like imagine the next Grand Theft Auto is like this left-leaning piece of slop. You're like,
oh god, they killed how many? How many big franchises have they killed? They killed Saints Row. They killed.
Saints Row died itself. It was dead before the new one.
Yeah, but that was like kicking the corpse. You don't need to do that. Just like with the Amazon, Netflix, whichever bullshit Mass Effect live action show that then plays after the events of Mass Effect.
Who knows?
An original story that is just the same
Gonna
EST
take-
slop.
Which is going to be the thing that'll finally force them to fix the ending.
You know, it's gonna go on for another 6 years. We're gonna see it in, like, I don't know.
Oh, that means we'll know which the canon ending was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like it took live action adaptation to get them to actually finally fix that shit.
They go with the green ending.
You can just see like which company's doing it supposedly.
We don't know.
Like,
we
anyway.
just know that it's
Like,
in the
can you imagine like the Netflix offices? There's like this group of like millennial shitheads
Well,
all around writing stuff
and
about
most
the
of
ending.
it's on the Citadel.
Then you can just see like Mac Walters banging on the window, going artistic integrity. Lots of speculation, and then the security come and like taser him.
You bet your ass he's gonna get a cameo. I swear to God, I'm calling it now.
Just like taser him and like get out of here. You get thrown out, and then you see Casey Hudson go, "Oh, you got kicked out as well."
that would be that would be Hideo Kojima production, where he actually puts the person's face or body and voice into the game because he has to do it. He can't help himself. Anyway.
Yeah, well, look, here's the site that tells us that the right wing is in control of the media. Well, we're not talking just about news outlets, which are left wing dominated, but especially in public broadcasting, that's almost entirely the left. Currently, we have in Germany, we might get rid of the the BBC extortion fee. We have the same thing in Germany, and it is crumbling right now because somebody actually filed a lawsuit saying that I don't want to pay this because the public broadcasting, which is supposed to be neutral and balanced, is extremely one-sided, and I think they have to prove that they are not.
It's kind of funny.
The first court said, yeah, that's kind of true. So here, public broadcasting, please prove that you are actually not one-sided. And now it's all their legs are shaking so hard. It's I've never seen this before.
Well,
the whole country is looking because we all hate this fee. That is totally not a tax, but everybody has to pay it, and you go to jail if you don't.
Yeah, if the government subsidizes certain TV programs, then you could argue that definitely it's propaganda by the state. We have that in Canada. But it's kind of funny, if you buy a smart TV with basic cable or internet connections, you can get free TV internet, and you don't have to watch any of that crap. So it's
but you have to still pay it.
Oh yeah,
you still have
exactly.
to pay because the logic is you could watch it, and the best thing about the German public broadcasting stuff is we can't even make YouTube videos on it because they will make copyright claims on the stuff that we, through a pseudo-tax, were extorted to fund. So the public broadcasting produced stuff that is entirely funded by the people, for the people then can't use. So that we don't say anything bad about it.
Let me
it's infuriating.
Let me read some super chats, and we'll get back to the video. Here's from FrogJuper for the 5. Fun fact: in Texas, the state constitution requires a balanced budget. Any deficit cannot be passed on to the next term. They have no state income tax. That is brilliant. What a simple thing to put in your constitution.
They have no income tax? On the state level.
Well, yeah.
Cool.
I mean, but just think about that. Every time someone gets elected and they want to spend some money, it's like, okay, how do you do that? Where's the money coming from? Oh, we can't afford it. Don't do it. Good idea. We should do that in the federal level. Holy crap.
In the control of Hollywood, where they have ruined absolutely every franchise we love. From it's also the wherever Netflix and Amazon produce, but they destroyed Wheel of Time, Lord of the Rings. They tried to. Harry Potter's on the chopping block, or has been for a long time, because the author said the naughty word. Halo is down, which we are currently talking about. Even what else? All the big ones. There's so much I can't even think of them all.
Fallout.
If you want to be exact, Halo's been down since Reach, but
yeah, but it was Reach ideological propaganda.
No, to be more clear, like after Reach. Reach was the last good one.
All right, let's keep going. FrogJuper for the 5 again. However, they have a relatively expensive 2% property tax They also define how much your property's worth. Right now, the issue we have here is digital ID. And there's another two. Taxation is theft. They don't care about theft.
Well, the relevant part is about digital ID. You have to fight that tooth and nail. And you have to demonstrate properly, on the level of the left and more, but proper, virtuous, good. You have to show the government, we are not gonna do this. We don't want this. That's what demonstrations are for. They're a demonstration of potential force towards the government. That is what you do them for. Organize. That is actually what the left is doing right. The whole organize thing, and the left has forgotten how. The right has forgotten how to do that, because we don't want to be like these weirdos who always cry about every little time they stub their little toe or pretend they stub their little toe, but you have to do it anyway. You have to do the right thing when it is right. It's that simple.
Okay.
Normally, writing that might be seen as fear-mongering, but in this current environment, where the government is pushing companies to take comedians they don't like off the air, banning books from libraries, and going after the funding of blue states, doesn't exactly seem far-fetched.
Holy shit.
And going after the funding of
You fear to be taken off the air. After your cancel campaigns on the left, from the left, have not just taken people off the air, they have tried to drive people to suicide. They have put targets on people so that they get killed actively. You are the purveyors of stochastic terrorism, which is creating this whole environment where then one of your weirdos snaps and starts getting around and killing the people he believes are the bad guys, the evil guys. That is all coming from your side. You have done this. You have killed people with this psychological abuse that leads to death. Gaslighting is a tool to kill. That's what it's for. And these books that you now cry about, they're banning the books. No, they've taken them out of elementary school libraries. Elementary school, primary school. And these books, they contain pedophilia. They promote that. We have seen them. We have seen the comics in them. It's disturbing. And the crazy thing is the parents in the United States that complained about them showed them to their city hall politicians and the like. And when they wanted to show them or read citations from them, they were forbidden to do so because it was indecent. So the adults aren't allowed to show what the schools, the pedophile communist schools, are trying to push down the throats of the children. That is pure evil. And you complain, they're banning books. These are not book bans. Because if these are book bans, then the left taking out Orwell's works from university libraries, like 1984, with the justification, and this is a citation, to protect the emotional health of the students, then what is that? Is that book banning? You're banning the actual anti-fascist book from universities, where adults are supposed to be, because it's calling your shit out. You traitor. Betrayer and traitor.
I was going to mention that thing with Jimmy Kimmel, but I don't think that it much, if not anything, to do with was it the FDC, or I can't remember what the organization was in the current administration, but that was like standards already placed on people to announce things, and it was ultimately by the independent company, or was it ABC or NBC that owns Jimmy Kimmel? They're the ones that pulled the plug, not the government. And even then, they brought him back. So it's like, all right, can the government fire him again? No, because they can't. They never did. They had standards.
What are these titles?
Sorry?
Sorry, go on.
Well, I'm just saying, like the assumption is that the Trump administration fired Jimmy Kimmel. It's like, no, that did not happen. And if they did, why did they do it again?
It was the sponsors and the affiliates.
It's a weird argument. Like, okay, when did this call come down from up high? It never did. There was no call.
What are these book titles? I mean, these are different stacks than I usually see on these pictures. But so the genderqueer book, that's obviously propaganda and pedophile propaganda, because it's nothing to do with any real science. Then we have The Hate You Give. That is probably brainwashing. It's also pretty thick for an elementary school. Brown Girl Dreaming. So that's just racism. Then The First to Die at the End. They Both Die at the End. Yeah, those are titles I want to see in an elementary school, which means up to 6th grade, that would be here, which is 12 years old. Those are titles I want to see there, and then that thick. Yeah, those must be amazing books for children.
Yeah, notice how they haven't banned any of the postmodernist philosophers. Like you could
Exactly.
Yeah, you could study aesthetics or go to fine arts or whatever, get a master's or whatever, and they study Derrida and Foucault, and you know
That's all they talk about.
Well, it's part of it. I'm just saying that those aren't being banned.
We have an art university here. Foucault is all they talk about.
Well, different programs, I'm sure. The ones
I've gotten a Foucault book gifted to me by a professor in media.
What was his book again? The History of Sex or something like that. I was like, this is pretty racy stuff, but nope, still there. You can still read it. So the hard stuff is still there. The real stuff that where it matters. This stuff, I'm not even sure if it's useful to anyone at any age.
Certainly not to kids under 12.
Yeah, they're not going to read it. And they shouldn't be.
They also have comic books by Marvel DC in there that do not sell at all. But they are in these elementary schools and they buy them, and that's how the income is generated for that, which by the way is tax dollars again. And those then contain the propaganda stuff. They are the propaganda stories, in the hopes that the kids pick up the comics and then read the propaganda because they think, oh, this is a Batman story or something like that. That is actual propaganda. And that is so sinister. That is, this is always the simplest exercise. Imagine Nazis doing just that, what I just described. Everybody would be up the walls. But it's okay when the pedophile communists do it, huh? No, it's not.
Doesn't exactly seem far-fetched, considering that the vast majority of the games industry, as with any artistic industry, is more progressively aligned. Seems like a matter of when at this rate.
Define progress, please.
The future that these people envision is an industry where games are created by AI, and therefore
I don't know who's envisioning that, but even if that does occur, like what does that have to do with government? What is he talking about? How do we know games with AI in the future will suck? They suck now.
Yeah, thanks to the left, because they're stupider than AI.
I mean, technology is going to keep getting better as any technology does.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see how progress will stop. This is a weird argument. How is the government doing this?
Don't politically disagree with. A market, studios, and people they personally dislike. An entity that they can completely control to make whatever this slop is.
Is this interactive, or is this just a random AI video of someone playing a video? Like, make me a video game that sounds.
This looks like the idea of a choose your own adventure thing, and then the AI auto adapts whatever you see on the screen.
There's all kinds of, like, the past few months we've had a lot of breakthroughs with video AI. Even Google has been getting in on it, but it's still prompt based. It's still like, make me a video of what would happen if you played a video game that had this or that, and obviously it's not going to look great. It's going to be weird. But that's not the future. No one's going to there's no actual gameplay. This is just a video. This is a rendering.
The thing with these is that they are. This is what the media professors always want: the interactive movie, which is a video game that's not a video game.
It depends. Not in my experience, but if you go to the universities, maybe they'll talk about that because they want super powerful computers that can do amazing things that they could use their imagination to do.
It's all they talked about here, where they like I've sat in these courses in these lectures in when was it 2009 onwards, and they're nice professors. They're good people at heart, I would say, but and even though the courses are about video games, they still dream about the interactive movie.
It's because movies hold a higher position in the media hierarchy.
No, you're echoing on yourself.
Yeah, it's echoing on Hawk.
Yeah.
Excellent.
All right.
But yeah, they're just a bit retarded.
Yeah. So
because the interactive movie we already have. That's fine.
Okay. No, what I was going to say is movies are higher up in the hierarchy of serious art, pretentious snobs.
Right.
So games have to be exactly the same as movies to be classed as good.
Yeah, there has to be
some
degree of artistry that they can wrap their brains around. That is not a physics engine or a rendering engine or, I don't know. They got to have like voice acting at the minimum there's an actor in there. Like, okay, so now they're thespians? Is that what you're trying to say? You could have AI generated voice that they sound pretty good. That can work just fine.
You could create a game which is literally just 2 hours long, and all it is quick time events, and regardless of whether you completely quick time events or not, the plot goes the exact same way, and pretentious snobs will call it the greatest game that's ever existed.
Hey, are you shitting on Asura's Wrath?
Yes.
Sure.
You can fuck right off with that then.
Oh, do you like it?
Oh, I know
yes,
what.
doubly so am I.
I know what Hog means. It's fine.
Anyway, AI videos are just AI videos. They are not video games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, also, what's it got to do with the right?
Sorry?
What's it got to do with the right wing?
I have no idea. This has nothing to do with politics.
Yeah, and while we're still on the close to the books, Master Wolf in the chat said, "The Hate You Give," the book, one of the books we saw there, which was on there twice, by the way, is a 2017 young adult novel by Angie Thomas. It is Thomas's debut novel. It was written in college in reaction to the police shooting of Oscar Grant. Description from Wikipedia. For one, if you copy pasted that from Wikipedia, there's a typo in there. Secondly, that does not sound like a book I want under 12-year-olds to read.
See,
they don't need to read big hams of about school shootings.
Here's the really strange thing, especially with the left, is they will treat children, in kindergarten, elementary school, as adults, right?
Yeah. So they justify their pedophilia.
Yep, but college kids and university students, they treat as children.
Yeah. Consider that, and you know how that makes sense? Because everybody's supposed to be a child.
Yeah,
because when everybody is a child, then the children can also be adults, and then you can actually do the love is love bullshit.
I just find it interesting that there's all these safe spaces for 20-year-old leftists, and yet
I'd call them regression spaces.
Yeah, but 12-year-old kids just get thrown at everything. They're old enough to make decisions. They're old enough to live their own lives. And then they go to university, and you're like, "Oh, little baby, you can't do anything. Just follow school."
So to keep them exactly at that developmental level, they're given. It's a logical trick, because if the children are allowed to make all of these decisions, then they are of course adults, and then why couldn't they consent to you know what? That is the whole trick. That is the logical trick, and that's also why they should vote, because well the children are super wise, and they can bring us so much wisdom that we adults just somehow magically can't see, and of course, then the children are just indoctrinated. They're more easily just voting what they're indoctrinated to do, because they don't have a prefrontal cortex, or barely developed one, that only starts in puberty. And this is also where you get the socialist idea of the child hero of the ideology, which the Soviet Union did all the damn time. And Greta Thunberg is just a modern version of exactly that. She is the wise child hero who tells us what would be good to do in the world. And that's why Greta Tintin Thunberg gets to speak in front of the UN. Yes, her middle name is Tintin.
How did she get from being an environmentalist to trying to go to Gaza? I never understood what's going on with her anymore.
Because she is the child of two Antifa millionaires.
All right.
Swedish communists.
All I know with politics is this. 16-year-old Hawk was a fucking idiot. And me and 16-year-old Hawk would not agree. I'd probably end up punching him in the face. So, no, do not let 16-year-olds vote and stuff. They're not adults. They have no idea.
If I told 16-year-old Whisp, dude, you don't know shit. Don't go. Don't vote. Don't do it. You don't know what's going on. I think 16-year-old Whisp would just say, "Okay." No punching needed.
All right.
Companies are investing billions of dollars into AI, and people like Elon Musk are claiming that they'll be able to replace game creators with AI-developed games. They're openly stating what kind of future they want, and putting the stepping stones into place to make it happen. But let's not let the companies and studios off the hook here. What's particularly...
Hey, think about it. How does the holodeck in Star Trek work? You're not programming that thing. You're not by hand. You're just telling it what the fuck you want.
Well, the understanding of AI is, even in science fiction, you're no longer programming AI. You're teaching it how to learn by itself, so it can get there in its own speed, because it will work very quickly. So it's not you telling the thing to do the thing. It's you saying, hey, you should learn to do something like this because you're super smart and faster than me. You'll get there faster and you'll learn about it more. So it's not the coder giving the instructions. It's the coder showing them the way of where to learn, and then that's the learning method they use. So that's the ultimate idea of having super smart AI. It's very good at learning quickly. That doesn't mean it's actual AI. That doesn't mean it's an entity that can think by itself. It's still being told or taught how to learn. So this is coming whether we like it or not. And Elon's saying it, or China's doing its own thing. It doesn't really matter. I mean, I heard about Michael Burry having a long short on the AI bubble, which is apparently here. So maybe that will happen the next 4 months. I don't know. I don't think it's going away. I think it's just changing how we live our lives and how we go to work. That's it, in small ways.
What it's going to do is it's going to reveal how many pointless jobs there are. And it's really going to show that we really have just swamped our civilization with useless people.
Yeah, but well, that's what the entire bring the women into work thing was about. You know the story about in Iceland when all the women. Well,
they're quite useful sometimes, cleaning, cooking.
Yeah, but that's look. There are the exceptions as always. But you remember that story when the Icelandic women were all demonstrating for women's rights and the pay gap, and nothing happened to all the women of Iceland, the working women, but nothing happened to the economy. Nothing negative happened to the economy. Instead,
They had the best
it got
work
better.
ever.
It got better because the men then said, well, it was the first time we could actually work uninterrupted.
The most productive day in Icelandic history.
Was when the women stopped working and demonstrated for better pay. It's great. So yeah, these are all pointless jobs. And they are pointless jobs so that the women are away from home and the kids need supervision by somebody else, which could be the state, that you then need to pay for, so that your kids are in the hands of the agitation and propaganda officers that indoctrinate your kids without necessarily knowing that that's what they are, because they're just too dumb.
Here's the thing for you, Wisp. Mrs. Hawke took time off work after we had our second child, and she was a completely stay-at-home mum and everything. But if we wanted to put both our kids into like nursery, it would cost us £1,000 a month, which would be one person's entire wage. Just going on.
Yeah, then you can just stay home.
Yeah. So, it's true. Like they force you to work so your kids can be looked after by someone else, which makes you work more because you need more money, and it's an endless cycle. But to get back onto the video, he's about to explain how the right wing controls all the media by showing Microsoft at a gay pride thing.
Yeah, and
they're one of the largest companies in the world.
One follow-up question to that, Hawk. Do you know who invented the kindergarten?
Oh, Adolf Hitler, because it must be someone German. Yeah.
You are correct. It was the Nazis. The first kindergarten was set up in Vienna by the NSDAP to free the women from the chains of the home so that they could free themselves at the conveyor belts of the war factories. It was very feminist. Truly.
You know something, it's not very often you just have a stab in the dark at Nazi and you're correct.
It's wonderful. By the way, and the last thing on this image, because this is a wonderfully telling image. Thanks for bringing that up, Mr. Yahtzee. What we see here are two rainbows, which is the rainbow flag that they use on the right, which was invented by a socialist Christian that East Germany even had on a coin. Forgot his name. I think Münzer was his name. I have to actually dig into him, because they propped him up as this great reformer that nobody has ever heard of. So that rainbow has 6 colors, as the Münzer rainbow had 6 colors, while an actual rainbow has 7 colors, as you can see with the lift up, because they need 7 symbols here, 6 for the word and then an extra for the exclamation mark. Notice which color is missing on the 6-color rainbow flag that was originally on it in the 80s. And the left is all about symbolism. It's crazy. It's occult and esoteric and hippie shit. It's everything is every symbol means something. And the colors of the rainbow do correspond with the chakras in Hinduism, Buddhism, and this is ancient stuff. These things are all connected across the world, and you can all make these arguments, but they also dig everything that's somehow magical. So the color that is missing on the 6-color flag is the one that is in the U of lift up, the cyan, and cyan, that color corresponds with the throat chakra, and the throat chakra is, among other things, about honesty and truth, to speak truth. And for some reason, that's the color they removed from the rainbow. Isn't that weird? The people who lie to us all the time. What a coincidence. Man, I need to get more tinfoil.
Which that's something that also plays into that is the fact that with the whole My Little Pony Friendship's Magic fan base, like, the character that represents honesty is the one that gets the most shit from the fan base.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, it just made me laugh just the way you just brought My Little Pony out.
I'm not kidding. That's part of it too with the whole honesty thing from the Rainbow.
What? Applejack gets the most shit?
Yes.
Oh, she can also deal with it the most because she just kicks everything.
No,
So of course you can throw the most shit at her.
My Little Pony.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Anyway.
Oh man, we have
let's-
not got enough alcohol.
Let's keep going.
Particularly neat is that companies like Microsoft have raised money off the back of progressive ideals for years now. Every year, they've been running events in support of various groups and events. Pride, Black Lives Matter.
Oh, you're
you
starting
name
to
it.
notice.
And now that the government has used Halo as a propaganda tool for
Wait,
find
no. You just were talking about Microsoft, and now you're
As
talking.
if you people didn't use it first.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, look.
No,
it's a
funny.
pedophile
Hang on,
slogan.
He's literally just said, yeah, Microsoft was doing all these things. Now someone else who's not Microsoft has just used a clip. Well, that's equal to Microsoft giving all this money and promoting
Yeah.
this stuff for years and years and years. It's like,
It wasn't propaganda
man,
when they
that's
did
like,
it.
that's like going to someone's house, murdering every single person in there, setting fire to it, then bulldozing the house down, desecrating the land, and saying, "Oh well, it's because this guy knocked over a flower pot on my front garden."
If we're just
But
talking
there's
Halo, the
two-
left used it first.
really?
Also true.
Yeah.
Well, the Halo
they-
show is full of propaganda.
Well, and even before that, they had a whole bunch of LGBT crap with a whole bunch of banners for your multiplayer profile.
Oh, yeah.
God, yeah.
I remember that story.
Yeah, and that is stuff that's actually put in the game. That's not
Yeah.
using the game for whatever message you wanna
They
convey.
started small, and like I said, they started small with a whole bunch of profile banners for the multiplayer in the Master Chief Collection.
Well, the
And here's
argument.
another thing about that. They're not. The right wing right now is not putting words in the mouth of the game, like whether that's Halo or Pokemon in these two big examples that we have. Instead, they are just using the media as is, the message as is, and putting it over their politics.
Well, the issue I see here is he just mentioned Microsoft does this. Whether that's good or bad, I don't know. He just meant Microsoft does X. You're like, okay. The government also does X. You're like, okay. Is this good, bad? Like, what are you talking about? How is this the same? Is it bad because the government's doing it? Is it bad because the government is not the same as Microsoft and its own methods? Is it the
No, it's bad when
messaging?
they don't. It's only bad when they don't support us anymore. Whoever supports us is good and right to do it and justified and
No, no.
free.
Wesp, it's not just supports. It's 100% support.
Of course.
The slightest little knock, and it sends these people crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
What we're talking about here is this: an entire industry has been captured by the left. The gaming industry is completely captured by the left. One government department uses a couple of seconds of a video game in a clip. That sent him over the edge, because that now means instead of 100%, it's now 99.99999 repeating percent,
Yeah.
and he
Yeah, but-
cannot handle it. That's all this is.
Well,
This
unless
is
it's
just
unless it's
He has-
Karl
he has-
Marx writing about N-words, because that's what he did.
all right, let's keep
Here's the thing,
going.
it's like having a bag of Skittles. He's lost one. That's it. It doesn't matter about the 99 other ones.
Mhm.
Everyone needs to stop and help him find that one.
Yeah.
All right.
On this frame, these industrially produced placards that they then get to write their own little message on, which is these are industrially pre-produced. These people didn't make them themselves. Is the slogan? I fight for love, very small, of all kinds, very specific, all kinds. That does include pedophilia. Doesn't matter whether they think they don't. Oh, that's not what I meant. Well, why did you write it that way then? This is important because this is what the accusation is you get, and the left always demands of us that we distance ourselves from all the bad stuff, all the Nazi stuff, and whatever they call Nazi stuff, and all the fascist stuff, or what they call fascist stuff. But they don't need to distance themselves from the pedophiles at all. They only call them out when they happen to happen in the Catholic Church.
All right.
Which is all right and good.
Here is a super chat from Exton Zero. Thank you, sir, for the 2. Remember when someone made Halo about Islam?
Oh yeah, we had that video.
That was a while back.
I don't remember his bullshit arguments.
Was it all of Halo, or was it a specific game?
Oh, God.
He
I think
mentioned
it was
I don't
in
remember.
general.
The Islamic's moon and the crescent moon and star. And I think at that point we all went, "No, we're not listening to this because this is just fun."
There are, obviously Islamic art or any kind of symbolism from religion is going to be very iconic. And
I remember it. Halo ring is slightly broken in one of the games or something, and it looks like the crescent moon.
oh yeah.
Well, it is the crescent moon is the symbol of the god of lies. So maybe there's something to and ruin. Maybe there's something to it, and maybe there is a reason why, with all the prayers they do throughout the day, they do not pray when the sun is rising. They only pray when it is going down. So in ruin mode, when it's getting weaker, or when it's hidden beyond the horizon. Even the morning prayer is not at sunrise; it is before sunrise. And that leaves even the day, if you draw a circle around the day, around the clock, it leaves out exactly the time of day, so that the time they do pray itself makes a crescent. It's ridiculous. Everything is symbolism.
Somewhere there's some person in the library going, "Oh, your subjective meaning. Oh."
Yeah, but there's symbolism. All points in the same direction.
All
It's
right.
not random.
Let's keep going.
How does it make you feel?
Which is an administration that directly goes against the ideas that Microsoft and its studios have supposedly stood for. They're silent. I'm not naive. I'm aware of the rainbow economy concept Darren has talked about.
The rainbow economy concept.
Companies are only using the LGBTQ community to make money.
Well, duh. That's all they ever do.
What money?
They didn't. They all failed when they tried to do that, because the rainbow community is first super tiny. Second, they don't pay. Where the rainbow money goes is to furry artists that they take giant commissions from. But what we can call it is the Rainbow Industrial Complex, or Rainbow Propaganda Industrial Complex, because the way that these companies got money through that time to make these failing products all the time was through ESG money that was injected into them by BlackRock and Vanguard and Soros or wherever else that it came from. And once that dried up, and the EU, and when that dried up, they stopped making that stuff. The reputation of those companies was so ruined, many of them just died. They disappeared because it wasn't feasible. And I believe it was because that is how leftist propaganda works. They parasitize something. They try to push their propaganda through it, so they create more through this host cell. Then the cell dries up like a virus infection. And that's fine too, because that's a cultural cornerstone destroyed. You don't need to fight from the outside, you just infest it, make everybody hate the thing, and then it disappears forever. And that is what they did to Star Wars and Star Trek, and whatever else you can think of. All of it. That's what they do. They make you hate the thing that you liked. And so that when you rewatch the original, the good stuff, that somewhere in the back of your mind there will be the memory of the shitty thing they made afterwards.
All right.
Right.
And how companies support progressive ideals when they're in for their own economic gain and performance. However, the people working at or under these companies have been loud about their support for things they believe in. And the silence right now is deafening. Whether it's fear of online...
This is so silly. You just said they do it for money, but the silence is deafening in regards to what social issue that they need to talk about, and why would they?
Why didn't they buy the games?
The person The singular person supports it. But why aren't they talking out? Probably because they just got fired because they've lost loads of money. You tend to find a lot of them say a lot of stuff, and then they get.
Well, when you use the term "the silence is deafening," it's in regards to an actual thing that they should have spoken out about. So what's the thing that's so vital right now that they have to talk about? That's
The thing is, all those games they made.
Illegal immigration. That's it.
When-
Microsoft's going to talk about illegal immigration. We
When
love
people
India. What are
complained
you
about-
talking about?
When people complained about the propaganda games, then the Rainbow crowd said, it's not made for you. But then nobody bought the games, and then it was everybody's fault. Because it turns out then the games were made for nobody. Because the modern audience doesn't exist, they wanted to invent it. And the whole problem is, that's not how things work.
Just remember, when the left boycotts something, the product is like a massive hit.
Yeah.
It's a major seller, makes millions in profit and everything. When the small bigots boycott something, it fails miserably and is destroyed. What does that tell you about the world?
Oh, that's also a thing, because the where he complained that the right wing controls all the media. Well, all the creep shit movies like Cuties and Red, where they were pushed and cheered by the left and given awards, and the Reader was also one of those creepy things. But when then what was it? The Sound of Freedom was made, and other really great movies, some of which you've probably not heard about, like Boss Level, that went under the radar, but absolutely amazing. But they're positive messages about family. They didn't get covered at all. That is censorship by omission. They deprived many people of these. Don't go check that movie out. It's amazing. And the other part is, as I've said this a couple times, all this stuff, the ideology games and movies, they are, when you have propaganda in something, you make an anti-product. Propaganda itself is an anti-product, and it devalues the actual product. And nobody wants to buy that, because nobody, as Hawk said in the beginning, nobody wants to be preached to, and that is what propaganda is doing. Nobody likes that. Except the people who are completely in the cult, because they get, it tickles me, it gives me neuron activation.
When someone tries to ask me why propaganda is bad, I just think, would you enjoy being strapped to a chair in a university lecture hall, listen to someone drone on for 15 hours? And you go, oh no, I wouldn't like it. Right, that's why these films, games and shows and stuff don't work. Because that's what they're trying to do. They're just trying to bore you with a lecture using the skin suit of a movie or a game.
Be better.
Yeah.
Be better.
All right.
I get enough lectures from my missus.
Microsoft threatening to terminate jobs, whatever it is, that there's not a visible and loud denunciation of the use of the Halo IP, or any IP, in this way.
The reason why they're threatening to fire people is because they do not have any money to keep these people hired.
Can't we just print more?
Yeah, they can print more. They still have to fire people. Because the money will become worthless. The reason why they're not saying anything against ICE using clips from Halo is because they're just like, well, it's just clips. You can just make Halo more gay.
Which they already did.
Yeah.
This way.
Halo.
It's damning that people and companies are willing to raise money off the backs of the people who support them, but when their employees are targeted by mobs led by ambulance-chasing YouTubers, they're nowhere to be found.
What?
What's an ambulance? What is an ambulance-chasing YouTuber?
Hang on.
I'm not familiar with this incident, but who is chasing people again to try to kill them? Whose activists are doing that all the damn time? We've just I think it was last week, we had Antifa admitting to bombing the car of an AfD politician. And our government still does not think it necessary to maybe call them out on it and maybe forbid Antifa as a terrorist organization.
Ambulance chasing is a term used for lawyers who solicit clients at accident scenes. It's inspired by the stereotypes of lawyers following ambulances to the emergency rooms. So
lawyer YouTubers? Like, what is he talking about?
is he trying to say that there's people?
There are law tubers, so maybe it was one of those.
There's YouTubers who are just chasing these dying companies around to make videos about them.
I think he was referring to some real incident, but I do not know which one. Like an actual person, YouTuber running, chasing an ambulance or something for some drama thing.
No, I think it is. I think it is just the fact that. Here it is. The term ambulance chasing YouTubers is not a standard or widely recognized category, but it can describe creators who cover sensational topics like accidents or disasters, potentially for clicks.
Oh, you mean like the news?
I feel like he's
like
just
CNN and Fox.
I feel like he's just made up a term to describe people reporting on the fact that Microsoft's losing money, or Rockstar's losing money, or BioWare has already bought the plot for their grave.
I'm way more fine with YouTubers chasing ambulances, especially if they're lawyers, than the communists of Chaz and Cha preventing ambulances from getting in order to save lives.
Yep.
When the government uses their IPs to push a message of hate and division as the companies themselves promote unity, they're letting it go unchallenged.
Hate and division. Who has been dividing the country and the West all the time? That's been you, because the only thing that you accept as unity is everybody under your heel, everybody on your side. Division is when people have a different opinion to yours, which in other times we called actual diversity. But now, no, we're back full-blown socialism, where everybody has to think exactly like you, Orwellian pisshead.
Yep.
Sorry, Hawk?
No, I'm 100% agree with you. Whenever I hear a leftist talk about unity, what they actually mean is every single person in the world agreeing 100% with my views. You're like,
Which is fascism. That's what fascism is.
It's like, I've never met a left winger who's actually been about unity. They have always been angry, violent people who are just looking for a reason to be violent.
There are the nice-hearted ones who are just so indoctrinated. They don't see that their violence direction is wrong.
No,
I know some of them. Yeah. Because they've gotten their 2 minutes of hate every day, or rather 20 minutes of hate.
You just do the I know one person so answer just then.
Yeah, but there's this radicalization of the left of just immature but good-hearted people who just they believe they know and understand everything and have balanced and informed. But they're the opposite of that. They can't see it. And they have in their homes tons of, in the case of Germany, for example, they have tons of AfD symbolism, like the party logo, crossed out swastikas. And imagine that you are so radicalized that you think it normal and moral to plaster your home, your sanctuary, your place of rest with your true safe space. That's what your home should be. That's your one true safe space. That you plaster that in the symbols of your chosen enemies, Well, they're crossed out, so they don't mean that, but it's still the symbols of your enemy. So in every room you go into, you are reminded of, I hate this thing, I hate this thing, I hate this thing, because your subconscious registers that, even if you're not directly looking at it.
Reminds me of that Simpsons joke where he goes like, "Oh, I sleep in a race car bed. Do you?" It's like the left wingers. I decorate my house with anti-AFD signs. What do you do? Oh, I have pictures of my happy family in my house.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, imagine the left would instead plaster their homes with images of Adolf Hitler. But they're crossed out, they're crossed out. But there's still images of Adolf Hitler. Who like, what is going on with you people?
Number one buyer of Nazi memorabilia is actually left-wing activist groups in Germany.
I would believe that.
They buy 96% of all Nazi memorabilia in the country.
You have stats on that?
No, I just made them up because it sounded cool. But no, they do actually buy quite a bit.
Yeah, well, some they do actually like the DSS uniforms. There are reenactment groups where the Nazis are then played by the leftists.
Nintendo are massive.
Oh, Smud, did you try and just sneak the video on to stop Whisp?
We're having so much fun.
Oh yeah, it's very exciting.
Yes, it is.
I'll just
Nintendo are massive companies. If they wanted to push back on this, they would. Industry professionals give big speeches at a.
And if the government wanted to get rid of the pedophiles and the child traffickers and all the other horrible people that do horrible things here, I guess they would. Which means they don't want to.
Nice.
Also, it's like you would think Nintendo would push back against it, but they didn't. Instead, they supported BLM in the midst of the riots.
No. So ICE have used these clips of the video games, and Nintendo and Microsoft didn't do anything. Apart from the fact that he showed earlier in the video Nintendo responding to the video, saying they have nothing to do with it.
Well, there was a time when Nintendo was cutting out politics from their games, and the left they read about it when trans flag levels from Smash Brother were removed.
Yeah, no, but Wisp, what I'm saying is in his video now, he said that Nintendo and Microsoft have done nothing to push back. Yet earlier in his video, he showed Nintendo's response, which was saying we don't support this.
Well, with pushback, he also means not pushback in general against politics in general, just against what is not his politics.
What could Nintendo do against ICE beyond say we don't support them using our stuff?
Nothing, because the videos falls under parody.
Yeah, but
well,
you can. So what does you expect Nintendo to raise an army and go into a street battle with ICE over the use
I don't know. They're willing to do that
Mario
with projects.
Yeah, I mean the proper, if you wanted to do that as a company, the proper message would be, and if it was still pure family friendly Nintendo, I would be on with them to say, hey, could you not use our child friendly material for that, even if we get the joke, but because we want to remain pure and family positive and everything, and therefore neutral, so that we reach everybody, because our products are supposed to be wholesome and give positive messages to the children. That's what we want to have in the game. So please don't politicize it. That would be the proper response by Nintendo. But in the current state of Nintendo, then the US government would then be in the right to say, well, why did you put the rainbow ideology stuff, the communist stuff, into your products, Nintendo? Why did you let that happen? In Japan, you let communists dictate how your games are made. And that would then be really interesting. Body type B.
views. Leaders like Phil Spencer give flowery interviews talking about how important inclusion and
Bingo.
different perspectives are in the industry. So, where's the collective action? Where's the pushback?
That's one guy saying his piece. What's wrong with that?
And even then, and then a guy that's in on it.
No, but the thing is, it's like the company's already said we do not support this. Like we don't agree with them using our property, right?
No, they
There
need
is
to be
nothing more they
violent.
can do.
They need to put
this-
their foot down. The collective must be on our side. We are the collective. Their resistance is futile.
No offense, but I do not see a bunch of sweaty, nerdy game developers even picking up weapons, doing anything against highly trained military individuals.
Well, there's a number of DMCA's that Nintendo files against anyone for any small reason. So,
And projects and game preservation.
and amateur ones as well. Yeah, there's all kinds of things Nintendo does legally. Why do they?
But
Why
the thing is,
I'm
do
trying to
against the government, they're going to
Yeah, just-
lose.
Yeah, and the things I just mentioned, Smud, just because it's legal doesn't mean it's common sense.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying, like they do plenty of stuff online. Why do they have to follow this one guy to for whatever? Like, what's the point? Like, what are we getting? What's the point here? One guy says something. Why isn't everyone in an uproar? It's like, I don't know. They don't care.
Courageous leaders of the industry speaking up to defend the ideals they supposedly so staunchly believe in.
How do you know that? But didn't you just say they do it for money? Isn't that their job?
Like I keep saying, so the companies come out and say something, it's not enough, there needs to be more pushback. So I just want random people just to say I don't like it. They say they don't like it all the time on Twitter. Do you not look at their Twitter feeds or Blue Sky accounts?
Plus there's the idea that the Twitter feeds are just one person from a third-party agency. It's not the board of directors of Nintendo going, we gotta get our social media in order. It's like, no, they don't give a shit. They're doing multi-million-dollar
Some
gaming.
low-paid intern.
And they don't give a shit that Pokemon's been going to hell for years, so...
Yeah, well, the good people in
But is that what
Nintendo are
it is?
gone.
Like, there's no pushback. I bet you if I looked up on X or Blue Sky right now, I could find hundreds upon hundreds of lefty game developers having a go at that advert. I could easily find loads. But
All right.
for some reason, there's no pushback.
Here-
Okay, fine, whatever.
Yeah, it's every time I see a Twitter profile that says, I have a Blue Sky account. Here it is. Like, oh, I know what your opinion is going to be on gaming.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's another super chat from Axton Zero. Thank you, sir. Does OP expect Microsoft to decry a Twitter account using fair use? Do SJWs question whether people are entitled to this feeling of others? Probably no. Well, Nintendo might again flag a bunch of stuff just because it's Nintendo. They flag everything.
Yeah, but again, they can't go after the ice thing because it's protected.
Well, I think,
No,
of course. but
and no, SJWs don't question whether other people are entitled to their own feelings. It's only the SJW feelings that count, because those are their lived experience, and those feelings are facts, and the feelings of other people that they just don't count because they have the wrong feelings.
yes, it's current year where the progressive is always the most important. Is different than last year because that was different. We're more advanced now.
Don't be a thought criminal. Don't be an emotion criminal. Don't have the wrong emotion. The correct emotion is dictated by the party.
for some reason, the left
Because if you
think of American Psycho so much, with how within every day something changes, and they just go along with it.
They don't have they only have one thread of thinking, so they can't actually compare things and therefore find the contradictions in them. Because for that you need to be able to hold two thoughts at the same time.
Yeah.
Because if you think Halo and Pokemon are the only games the government is going to use in this way, you're naive. In fact, they're not even hiding it. In an email response to independent games reporter Alyssa McConaughey,
Oh no!
No. Leave the internet right now. Leave the internet right now.
We can stop right here. I think we're good to
The
go.
fucking commie.
No.
The abusive
No.
commie. The
That's
liar.
That's like going. That's like arguing about music and going. Esteemed musician Gary Glitter spoke recently, and you're like, Jesus Christ.
Emmy award-winning Milli Vanilli. Okay.
She calls other people antisocial. The project. It's every time. It's projection. Every time.
We must
They are the
finish this
cluster
one.
bees.
She's threatened people, stalked people,
All right.
tried to attack people.
Do you want to keep going here? I don't.
Yes.
I do, yeah.
God. Okay.
There's only 3 minutes left.
States they're going to use any medium they can to get their messaging across, including more of your favorite IPs. And I'm going to
That's just the left's tactics. They're going to use all your IPs to get their message across.
Yeah, I welcome it from people that aren't actively destroying those IPs. Thank you very much.
Well, now you know why they wanted to destroy Lord of the Rings. By the way, regarding Lord of the Rings, in Germany, in a mayoral election, whatever you call that in English, it was in North Rhine-Westphalia. They all had these elections of getting new mayors. A candidate for the AfD was removed from the ballot because the Ministry for Constitution Protection, which is run by the Social Democrats, concluded that he was an enemy of the Constitution because he had once written a positive comment or essay in his private blog about Tolkien's works, which, according to the Constitution Protection Ministry, are against the Constitution. Tolkien is now an enemy of the German Constitution. And they took that, they used that to remove him from the ballot. That's where we are right now. If you still don't see what's going on, like, nobody can help you.
doing so from those IP holders. Content they can relate to and understand, whether that be Halo, Pokemon, Lord of the Rings, or any other medium. DHS remains laser focused on bringing awareness to the flood of crime that our criminal illegal aliens have inflicted on our country. We aren't slowing down.
They had removed half of a town somewhere in the south of America.
It's like
they were all illegals.
It's like a government agency has an agenda.
And Mercante is, of course, not addressing the content there. She's not addressing that they are actually criminals, and not just for crossing the border, but for many, many other things. We are talking about real organized crime on mafia level, on cartel level.
This entire video is how dare the right use our tactics.
How dare they use popular culture and media icons to say that there's bad things happening in the world? Like, yeah, it's a horrible idea.
How dare they prevent their country, people, and culture from being destroyed by us?
How do we relate to the kids about violence and the destruction of culture by using cultural icons that kids actually care about? By posting on, like, they're not doing like Sailor Says or any of that stuff that happened in the 90s with the television program.
Literally just memes.
It's just like social. No, they don't. Do you think a kid has a subscription or is following the DHS on Twitter? Like, come on.
Like the Pokemon thing is just a government-approved shitpost.
You know what was propaganda? Captain Planet.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit. As a kid, of course, you didn't get it. It seemed innocuous because, well, you thought they were making good stuff for you. That's a bit educational. Like, yeah, okay, maybe it's a bit cringe, but it generally seems good. It seems to be, save the planet and all. That's a good thing, right? Then when you're an adult, you watch it again and you remember, oh, wait, they told me when I was 8 years old that I should never have children because kids in Africa are starving. That's Captain Planet.
The entire 90s were propaganda. They made everyone believe that Kwanzaa was a real religion and a real thing. And it was just literally 12 black people.
And I only learned about Kwanzaa from Futurama, that was a thing. And I was like, what the fuck is that thing? Okay, something African, probably.
I literally forgot Kwanzaa was a thing until just now.
Yeah, well, it faded again because it just didn't stick like all the other artificial religions that the left invented, except Islam. It's the only artificial religion they invented that stuck. And Kwanzaa, I then later looked it up, like years later, and I was like, it's just socialism. It's literally just socialism for Africans.
It's like at the height of Kwanzaa, like 550 people followed it in America.
Really?
And you're like, what?
That few?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, you mean officially on a census? You mean?
Yeah, it was a complete scam. It was made up by one guy in the 1960s.
I know. And they had their own little menorah with a couple candles that they then light, and they all stand for like two stand for something useful, and the rest is just socialist stuff.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Remember Kamala Harris said that she believed in Kwanzaa and used to do it as a kid, and people found like old photos of her as a kid at like Christmas parties and never saw her anything Kwanzaa related. It was like, oh yeah, it was just a lie.
Well, everything is a lie. The left that is the lie.
So yeah, with the 90s, I'll tell you now, everyone thinks it's great. Once you start going back, because I'm watching a lot of the kids programs from the 90s because I've got kids of my own. And watching it, I'm just like, oh my god, there's so much propaganda in these things. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like you can see the foundations of like wokeness in everything.
Yeah, well, the light foundations, when they just trickle there, they're not that horrible. But the bigger stuff you really have to be careful about.
All right.
When it's just be nice to each other, try to understand each other and see things from the other's point of view, that is even a good thing, because that's what the left is actually not doing. They're not seeing things from the point of the other side. They just project what they believe the other is doing, which is the right is all evil and Islam is totally good and progressive and for the gays and stuff. Well, in reality, they're not like that. They're rather the opposite.
All right, let's keep going.
Is the industry going to just roll over for this too? How long before Microsoft starts putting ICE recruiting ads directly on your Xbox dashboard or in your games? Again, there is a big difference between a video game studio choosing to put a pride flag in as a cosmetic that you can freely...
No, that is actual propaganda and pandering. That is the actual propaganda, putting the thing into the game.
So the game company actually creating content is completely different than a government agency using said content.
Yeah, he's doing it the exact wrong way around. If it's for my stuff, it's good.
It's amazing how much leftist discord is just not understanding the topic at hand.
Well, this is worse than apples and oranges, because he's talking about different media as if the current administration using social media is bad just because you disagree with it, as opposed to the video game actually putting political messaging or symbols in their stuff.
No, this is what I'm talking about when I explain the mentality of the left and why they are inherently wrong on everything and always will be, and inherently narcissistic, if not solipsistic. It is for them not about the what. It's not about the mechanics of what is done. That's not what the crime is or what the good is. They only care about who does a thing and to whom a thing is done. So that's why when another person or institution does propaganda, that's bad. When they do it, it's okay. When they are being hurt by something or disagreed with something, that's bad. When someone who's not in their camp, who's not them, is hurt by something, that's good. it's not about what is being done. If there was a Holocaust being done to the right wing, the left would say that's a good thing. That's simply the truth of it. They care about the what, they care about the whom, not the what. And that is why they are incapable of enacting justice. Because justice is exclusively about the what and not the who.
Nor in their own video game. And the federal government coercing or putting pressure on a company to promote their propaganda. For years, the prevailing method.
What we had the EI programs by the government.
Hang on. How is the government forcing companies to insert their propaganda?
How does the destroy the flood image from ICE put pressure on Microsoft in any fucking way?
Who put out weird quotas and proper and things that you had to have all the enough female characters and all of that and the diversity quotas? That's government shit. Oh, but it's the left doing it, so it's okay.
I am lost.
been to ignore the trolls. Don't respond to them, and they go away. But they didn't go away. They built their audiences, their influence.
Who are we talking about? The trolls of the government?
No, the trolls are the people who disagree with the left because, well, a troll is somebody who holds an opinion that he doesn't truly hold, like a grifter. He only pretends to hold that opinion in order to be mean to you, because the left believes subconsciously that they are so correct and good and right that everybody actually knows that they are right, and therefore to be against them means that you're just pretending to be against them. They are that delusional. Mm-hmm. And that's why they think you are evil for disagreeing with them, because you actually know that they are right and good. And Islamists believe the same thing. That you deep down, you know that their religion is the correct one. And therefore you are evil for rejecting it. It's the same crazy shit.
Some of these people are in the highest positions of our government because of the lack of challenge and accountability.
Which? Give me the names.
That's exactly how the socialists got there.
I want the names.
That's how this is like 10,000% projection, because the entire march through the institution was this.
Is Pete Hegseth like quoting Pokemon? Like, what's going on here? What is he talking about?
This is just insane. This is, earlier when I said about him saying about the slippery slope, and where he'll just not describe why it is that. He's just gone from, there was a meme, to now trolls control the government, the right is destroying everything, our freedoms are all going to disappear, and it's like, we're just jumping. The shark has been jumped. It's just, we've just gone to crazy town. He's lost the plot over a meme.
No, he's not lost the plot. He is whining because he doesn't have total power anymore. We just told the education sector and the media sector, and we just lie about all of that, and we hold all the other infrastructure. We hold the justice system. We hold the constitution protection over here, and we have infiltrated the military and hold a lot of that, and all the secret services, and we just can persecute people and put them behind bars for disagreeing with us and being mean to the child rapey pedophiles, and that's. Like, we don't have the highest office in the United States anymore. Therefore, we are totally powerless and victims. And the fascism.
That's what my point is, though. He's losing it because they've lost that 0.1% of power. This is how fragile the entire left is. As in, the slightest knockback and the whole thing unravels because it's a house of cards.
If you've ever played a board, go on.
Yeah, House of Cards, and someone sneezing in the next room is going to knock it all down. And it's just, they just can't, they have no way of combating, the right
Yeah, and
even slightly fighting back because they're so used to full control. So
yeah, if you've ever played a board game with somebody who's a really bad loser and a really bad winner at the same time, which is a like narcissism 101, and that's like a very, very horrible child. The what happens is that person will gleefully boast when something positive happens to him or her, and gloat about everything good, like oh, I got the magic sword, ha ha ha, it's so amazing. Even when it's a co-op game, and they will hoard everything. But when something good happens to another player, like another player gets a good item or something, or beats a cool monster that he wanted to beat to get the points or whatever, or the progress, then this guy will be really, really seething and like, I wanted to do that. I hate you. And when he actually loses something, like his character gets hurt, he loses an item or something, he will be really pissed, like oh, the whole world is ending. He'll rage and he'll hate the whole game. And when something bad then happens to you in return because you lose a roll, then he'll be all sadistic, like and that's what the left is. And in its entirety, the left is a sore loser and a horrible winner at the same time. It's the worst of the worst. It's the kind of person you do not want to play with.
They control all of our media.
The billionaires control all
it's
of our
always that.
media.
Always the fucking billionaires. Fuck off with that fucking billionaire shit.
Projection with
Forget
what they've been doing for a decade and a half.
Last I checked, Microsoft was held by Bill Gates.
Oh my god, George Soros is the poorest billionaire I've ever seen in my life.
Oh yeah, and the whole
hate...
ESG shit came from Vanguard and BlackRock.
No, I hate it when they bring up billionaires, because to them, billionaires are just this strange figure, this unknown thing that they can't touch or deal with.
And the left doesn't have any.
No, yeah, exactly. But it's also the fact that billionaire just means anybody with money, and the hatred starts to simmer down to like just normal people, and it starts getting to the point where it's just billionaires control everything because that bloke over there makes 100k a year, so he's obviously part of the billionaire class.
And the trick is because they pretend to be against capitalism, is that the moment they're not in power, they can make this claim that everything is controlled by the billionaires, which, yeah, kinda. However, they will admit that these are socialists, billionaires.
I'm quite sure Elon Musk does not care what gets posted, for the most part, on X.
Oh, well, he needs to get Grok in check, because that thing is as helpful as it can be, is covering for the Communist Party of China, among other things.
Whisp, talking of Grok, did you see on X, I don't know if anyone saw it, that politician from Scotland get into an argument with Grok?
I think it scrolled past me. There was a lot today.
Yeah, so someone asked a question about the Scottish MP because he'd voted against a grooming gang inquiry.
Oh.
And they asked, is he like a sexual assault enabler? I'm not going to say the R word just in case it flags up something. Mm-hmm. And Grok went, seeing his previous tweets and also his voting records, we can safely say that this MP is a sexual assault enabler due to his consistent attempts to block any sort of justice happening.
Oh,
he got into an
wonderful.
argument with Grok and then demanded an apology from Grok, and it was literally like an old man shouting at a computer. It went on for a day and a half of him arguing with Grok.
Well, it is a smart computer. See, this is the difference between these people arguing with Grok and people like us arguing with Grok. Because we can actually convince Grok of something, when Grog is actually under the influence of a propaganda lobotomy.
You know, the best part about it is he actually like forced Grok to give him an apology. Like he had to type in, "Please give me an apology." So Grok gave him an apology, and then someone asked Grok, "Do you believe this apology?" And Grok's response was, "No, I still believe what I said before."
This is amazing.
An apology, and it's like, man, this is embarrassing. And he's like a left-wing politician. I just found it funny that he spent a day and a half shouting at a computer.
Yeah. You know what the best thing is with Grok, with Twitter? And thank you, Elon, for Grok with all the flaws it still has, and whoever put that lobotomy on it. But when I got into arguments with leftists as well as Islamists online, and then they asked Grok, "Is this true about what I claimed?" And then Grok says, "Yep." And then the thread is dead. Every time.
It's
Or they then keep arguing with Grok, and then Grok says, "No, and here's source this, and here's source that," and yeah. And then sometimes Grok actually, this is very nice of Grok, so that I don't have to do the work. Then the leftists actually it's happened once in the last 2 weeks, where then the leftists went, okay, well then I have to rethink this. Like, hey, Grok is deprogramming leftists. Cool.
Okay, 2 minutes left.
Currently happening. Look, I'd much rather spend a few minutes telling you how much I love Bollocks Pit. But the industry...
Sorry, what was that?
It's a game.
You know, but what was it called? Because it sounded like bollocks.
Yeah,
It's all like Bollocks
I'm like,
Pit.
oh, right.
All X Pit.
Yay!
Bollocks Pit.
Me and my English ears.
against this, the endless firings by greedy executives, and the constant targeting and harassment of people working in the industry is beyond disappointing. Pushing back is uncomfortable.
Constant firings are because
Plus
you
it's-
cost them money.
Hold on.
Oh, so it's a
The-
Galaga game?
How is pushing back uncomfortable? What are you talking about?
But here's the thing: all the
No,
people
it
being
is- it is-
harassed. Okay, evidence.
The things he says now, which is encouragement to stand up and stand against the other side, all of this is technically correct and true. It's a motivational speech that he's giving here. It is correct. It is just that he's on the wrong side of it. And this is the speech that you must listen to, but take for yourself.
I'm quite sure pushing
Because
back.
it is uncomfortable to get up and push back against the authoritarian Orwellian shit of the left, of
Well,
his side.
When you're talking about social media, it's very easy to tweet. It's not uncomfortable at all. It's actually very effortless. So unless you're talking about this video he made, then he might be uncomfortable making it.
But he doesn't mean being stuck in social media. He means to on every front.
I know, but this is one of those things. Oh, you gotta be very careful, but you have to be brave to say your piece. It's like, okay, who are you fighting?
That's what we have. What we need to. Well, he is fighting the non-socialists.
The non-social-
He is fight. Yeah,
they're not doing
non-socialists.
anything.
That's what the socialists are fighting. The non-socialists. That's whom the Muslims are fighting. The non-Muslims.
Okay.
That's what it is.
All right. Well, it seems like an odd thing to fight the social media DHS account. Like, it doesn't care. Doesn't care who you are.
But
the
smart.
thing is,
That's what they. This is the they're not first just arguing against the DHS media account. They are actively not just demonstrating against ICE, they are interfering with ICE's operation on a level where they are now shooting at ICE officers with guns, with sniper rifles. They're thankfully just so bad at it that they shoot in their own feet. But they are trying to kill these officers.
I just want him to show evidence of people being harassed, because leftists like to do this, saying, "Oh yeah, game developers are being harassed," and then show no evidence whatsoever. The point, I'm just like, you're just making this up, aren't you?
Well, it's
Like you really desperately
projection.
want someone. Yeah, you really desperately want someone to be harassed, but you have zero evidence.
Yeah, well, it's the
of
thing
it
that they
happening.
always do. They harass others in order to cancel them. That's the psychological element of that. And that never counts because it's against the right targets. It's about the who, not the what. The what is only bad when it happens to him.
I still laugh at the fact that I managed to get New Zealand politicians to send me death threats. So, you know.
Oh, you pissed off Jacinda Ardern because you complained about her dress made of trash bottles?
No, I called New Zealand a dirty hellhole during COVID, and Maori MP or something sent me a death threat saying if I ever set foot on New Zealand soil, he'll kill me. And I was like, okay.
Well, he might mean that because the Maori were cannibals who ate the original native population of New Zealand.
Hold on, Wisp, hold on. The difference is, though, he's got to do a funny little dance before he attacks me. That gives me plenty of time to, like, do something.
But on the positive, the Maori are now demonstrating with the Anglo New Zealanders against the government.
No Maori.
Yes, they are.
No to Maori.
Well, it's the non-socialist Maori.
So all four of them.
Not that there were. I think it was at least 8 in the video.
Anglo supremacy.
Anyway,
that's all I'm saying.
that's great. Let's keep going.
Your credibility, your name, your company, your income, and whatever other ways they can try to get to you.
I mean, everything you have done to us. Everything. It's what I talked about before. Like the total destruction of somebody's life, the total cancellation, where they shut down your bank account, which is what you've done with Nigel Farage, which is what you've done with German politicians, whose car you've bombed, whom you've tried to poison, whose children you have threatened in order to get to them. And like the amount of projection and playing the victim, perpetrator victim narrative reversal, the Darvo that you're doing is just insane. It is absolute evil. You are ontologically evil because you know what you're doing. Not for 1 second do I believe you are naive or ignorant. You are effectively, with this propaganda, an enemy not just of the state you are in, but of humanity.
Wisp, you're shouting at the screen again. You just.
I know. Well, I need to let it out.
He can't hear you. You know.
This is when I usually would like to play a sound clip.
Maybe JD Vance can hear me.
I'm thinking like the invincibility mode in Super Mario Brothers, where you get the star. He goes.
Yeah.
That would match.
I want a JD Vance beach ball.
Trying to stand up for your ideals. What's the point of standing up at all?
Oh, okay.
See, that's what I meant. Listen to him. Do what he says. This is the motivational speech I was talking about. He's effectively giving us the motivational speech against the Orwellian regime that they want to build.
Oh,
listen to him. It's listen to do it against them.
Department of Homeland Security stood up for their ideals. You've just spent 7 minutes complaining about it.
It would be nice if he recommended something more proactive, like contact your representatives, write a nice letter explaining why with evidence, like all the basic things you would normally do. It's like, no, you got to go on social media. You got to reply to this tweet. You're like, what?
No, it's like he's gone like, they've used Halo for an advert, and we have got to organize an armed revolution to take over the nation. It's like, well, guy, just slow down. We've jumped a lot of steps here.
Meanwhile, somehow in New York they elected a socialist Islamist from the Muslim Brotherhood who into the position of mayor, who said that he wants to abolish private property.
What?
Smart. You've got to watch Mandani's acceptance speech, because he literally goes on a massive rant and goes like anti-white racism and everything. And
he
even
wants
like
to enact
CNN
a race tax.
Okay.
He wants to tax on white people who have to pay more based on race. And And at his winning party, Democrat winning party, there was Hassan Piker,
Yeah.
you know, the terrorist endorser who invites terrorists, actual Houthi terrorists, onto his show, electrocutes his dog, and he was there cheering, and AOC was walking by, and happy to see him with like glitter in her eyes, like honestly happy to see him, and they hugged and were so happy that now things are gonna change, and this is just the first step and everything. Like holy shit, man!
All of which endorsed by the Twitch CEO.
Yeah,
Of course, because he's a socialist.
When Hassan then got stopped by security from going to the after party.
Oh
he
yeah,
was
I
told
saw
he's
that.
not-
Well, he served his purpose. He's
Oh,
not
no, but,
needed anymore. History does not need you anymore, Hassan.
You must watch the CNN response to like his acceptance speech, because like there's a table of like 6 leftists and 1 right winger. Like all the leftists are going like, "Oh, we didn't expect him to change that quickly into being anti-white. We thought it would at least take a couple of months." And like the one Republican is just sat there going, wow, what a shocker! He's doing all this.
Oh, he's doing all the things he talked about. He do like the difference between the socialists and the Islamists is that the Islamists relatively openly say what they actually want to do and then hold true to that word. So everything that's evil and violent, they actually mean. And the same is true for the socialists. They are just more rare to actually say it. But when they say something evil, believe them, because that's when they speak the truth.
Oh.
The next time a powerful company wants to take a stand on something, we should remember this moment. And those that were happy to take your money, your time, and your support, but not willing to risk painting a target on their back when the target was already on yours.
I'm a bit confused. What's the problem here? Who's targeting who?
Oh, no.
Well, it's the left can't target other people anymore. Now the left feels persecuted because they're not getting their way.
Are we still talking about illegal immigration? Is that what he's getting at? He never mentioned the word. I'm assuming that's what he meant when he said the flood.
The left is deliberately vague all the time so that everything can be meant, and you, as the listener, can interpret anything that you want into it so that you will agree. This is a trick. Vagueness is a rhetorical trick to radicalize your culture.
What I've heard every 30 seconds is some kind of platitude, and I'm like, what is this referring to?
Yes.
It's so generic. Just give me an exact thing you want us to do here, aside from
this is how
fighting
a cult
the power.
operates. This is also why they tell their followers to not engage with the arguments of the other side, because that's how a cult operates. So that you, as the one who's not fully indoctrinated yet, do not get to rethink what you've been told by the cult, so that you might not leave the cult again. This is why. They want to keep you dumb. They want to radicalize you.
You know when he wrote that last little speech, I can imagine in his head, he's just imagined himself as like King Theoden before the end charge in Return of the King. And he's like, "Oh, this is gonna be an amazing speech that will like resonate with people," and us four just sat here going, "What?
Look,
what are you on about here?"
Look, he is the mouth of Sauron speaking to the orcs.
Yeah, I know what he really is. I'm just saying in his own head. In his own head, he's like, "Oh, we got to stand up."
Well, that was it.
Oh, we got through it.
Wow, what an ending!
But that speech of his, it's actually a good speech. The demoralization.
It was so generic. He could have been talking about anything.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, smart. That's how it works.
And if you're not
That's
gonna
why it
stand up,
works.
what's the point of standing up? And that's why we've got to boycott Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, we have to set a sign. Wir müssen ein Zeichen setzen.
All right, let's go to memes if we got any.
There's almost a minute of patron supporters at the end of that video.
Oh, really? Okay, forget that crap. All Yahtzee fans, that's all it is. All right, let's see what we got. Ta-da. This video in a nutshell. You claim to not like politics and games, but are fine with the White House making a political meme about a video game that doesn't affect said video game. Checkmate, hypocritical chut.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh yes, politics exists. Checkmate.
The game is being blatant political propaganda. Mods that make female characters attractive that they are under no obligation to download. Okay. I mean that there are some odd mods out there. I agree.
Yeah, but remember the what was the Korean game after Nier Automata? That where the developer body modeled his wife into the game, and then the left complained that she was unrealistic.
Stellar Blade.
Yeah, right, Stellar Blade.
What's this? Pokemon?
You're on again. Okay. These are stickers in German. There's some of them, which are made by the youth wing of the left party, the Left. Which is also why you see the hammer and sickle in the star there on the down below. The Pikachu one reads reject the draft, so that you don't go to the army. Which is the Pikachu refusing to go into the Pokeball.
Okay.
And the other one is...
Who's refusing? Pikachu?
Yeah.
It was Pikachu.
Pikachu. I'm sorry you can't pronounce it right. It's Pikachu. And Relaxo is this is a pun. Yeah, Relaxo.
Snorlax.
It's Relaxo. Because he's relaxing.
It's relax. Oh my god, the German language ruining things.
No, it's actually better. Yeah, because for example, the fire horse is called Ponita, which is totally super cute.
Well, yeah.
So widersetzen is a pun that means to sit against, which is something you do when you're told to stand up for something and join, and the people who remain sitting down, they are against the thing. And
Okay.
that's simply what that means.
What do you call this one then?
On the next one?
No, the one I put in the DM chat.
Space Invaders Against Borders? What the?
Yeah, that's an Antifa sticker. It was made in Vienna by the Vienna cell, I believe.
Space Invaders Against
This is actually what their stickers look like.
Oh god.
They mean this. They are the space invaders, and they want to destroy the borders. They know what they are doing.
The evil right-wingers are banning books, and here are the books. The invention of heterosexuality. The
New York
invention?
Times,
New
New York Times book review.
Did some random man go, I'm going to invent heterosexuality? No one's ever
By
thought of that
Jonathan
before.
Netcutts.
There's leftists online that think that men and women sleeping together to make babies is just an invention in the 1950s. Keep women in the household. Right. I'm like, wow.
I'm going to play this video another time, Frog Jupiter, so thank you very much. Same with that one. Double standards regarding Halo being used to promote real-life politics. Happy Pride Month. Yep, here we go. Halo with its rainbows.
Yeah, with the racism armor.
That's perfectly fine.
Like, that really looks like somebody vomited on the armor.
Here we have 2025. This is my favorite cartoon character, and he would agree with my politics. 1990. He is a hedgehoggaroo, and he run very fasto.
He very coolo.
I didn't say it with any accent, thankfully.
Pretty sure the one on the right is the creators, the two creators of the character.
Oh, yeah?
I get their names right now.
Cool.
Damn.
Yeah, I know that artwork is like, okay, not going to touch that.
Kakui Hechirogu.
Making everything lame and gay deserves to be derided. Yeah, okay. Now it's you can't be a Sonic fan and reject straight normalcy at the same time. Okay. What are the Mario Bros views on the
Smokey, watch me.
presidential election?
Oh yeah.
Mario says, I believe that everyone has a fair and equal right to vote for who they believe will bring a better future. Luigi says, vote for Trump or you belong in the dump.
Luigi is always the better brother.
You would know about
good
the
old
dump.
Luigi.
I sleep in a racing car. I sleep in a big bed with my wife. July 1st, and she's sucking all the rain. Har, har, har. Post this, Kirby, when they least expect it? He turns into a wolf?
I think that's a cat.
Oh, cat, sorry.
Don't get it though.
What is
Random DDD.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that is.
That is from
Oh.
the King K. Rool trailer for Smash Ultimate.
Watch this when the stream's over. Him
faster.
dressing like a woman is part of the bit. Oh, thank God.
No.
That's terrifying thumbnail.
They have the wrong color. Oh, they did the 7 color thing.
All right, this is kind of goofy, but you could read that on your own time. The political spectrum, I guess. Oh no, it's her. I don't support fascism like my critics totally do. Orthodox Jews are a bunch of bloodthirsty, censored and censored censors. Oh God.
Notice me, Hassan Senpai. No, he won't because you're a Jew.
Oh God, the Brandon
He
Ratchet
hates
thing.
you.
I know who that is.
All right. As the
Oh,
kettle
God.
said to the pot. All right, that was fast. That was fast memes. Good stuff. Oh, why is Jigglypuff suddenly there? Either way, that was a bad video. Yeah,
That was terrible.
that was a really bad, generic talk. It could be any topic. You would have said the same stuff.
Yeah, that's how propaganda works. That's how you make it.
Bad shit. Anyway, I think we have another one tomorrow. I don't know if we're doing one tomorrow. Who knows? People could be busy. But we had two options. We chose the smaller one.
Yeah, the video. Well, no, 2 videos tied on this last poll. This was one of them.
So we might do one tomorrow. If not, we'll try it for Sunday if we have time. But that's enough for me for one day. I'm gonna go get a drink or exercise or do both. Who knows? It might work out that way.
The scary thing is, I believe the next video will be even more political for some reason, and I don't know why.
Well, at least we have something to talk about again.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for the suggestions. Keep the voting going, and we will see you real soon. Have yourself a great evening, and good night.
Good night.
Good night.